Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Israel Y.K Lubogo, and today I come to share with you a speech highlighting the importance of education in Uganda. Please listen to me carefully and what I have to share with you today. Ladies and gentlemen, honored guests and fellow advocates of education, today I come before you to discuss a vital concept that embodies the essence of hope, progress, and transformation. Boona bosome. Let's all go to school. These three simple words encapsulate the dreams of countless children in Uganda and their collective desire to access quality education. In our pursuit of this noble goal, we are guided by necessity, urgency, and a resolute commitment to this change. Ladies and gentlemen, let me begin by echoing the great words of Nelson Mandela, who once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Indeed, education is not merely a privilege, but a fundamental right that empowers individuals and nations alike. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the importance of education. Education is the cornerstone of personal development and societal progress. It equips individuals with knowledge, skills, and opportunities to thrive. Through education, we foster critical thinking, innovation, and a deeper understanding of the world that we live in. As we educate our youth, we plant the seeds for a brighter future. The urgency of education in Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, yet despite the undeniable importance of education, Uganda still faces challenges that demand our immediate attention. For example, low enrollment rates, inadequate infrastructure, and limited access to quality education still persist in many parts of the country. The urgency of addressing these issues can be overstated. The Boona bosome initiative reminds us of the urgent need to transform Uganda's education landscape. We must rise to the occasion, for time is the essence. As Malala Yousafzai once declared, one child, one teacher, one book, one pen can change the world. Let us be the agents of that change, ladies and gentlemen. Achieving universal education. Ladies and gentlemen, how can we be the agents of the Boona bosome and ensure that all Ugandan children have access to this education? Here is how it begins. It begins with collective action. For example, first, we must advocate for government policies and increased investments in education. Adequate funding for schools and teacher training is very essential for providing quality education to all. Second, community involvement and entrepreneurships are very necessary key. Local communities play a crucial role in supporting education initiatives and ensuring that children have a safe and accessible learning environment. Lastly, ladies and gentlemen, let us draw inspiration from successful education programs and initiatives both within Uganda and as well as around the whole world. We can learn from their strategies and adapt them to our unique context in the Ugandan education. In conclusion, Boona Bosome is a call to action that reverberates with necessity, urgency, and unwavering importance. It reminds us that every child in Uganda deserves the chance to learn, grow, and fulfill their potential. Together, we can be the change makers who light this path to education for all. Let us heed, ladies and gentlemen, the call of the Boona Bosome and work tirelessly to make quality education a reality for every child in Uganda. As we do so, let us keep in mind the words of W.B. Yeats. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. Here are some further steps that we can, as agents of Boona Bosome, take to promote education. Our commitment to Boona Bosome doesn't end with this speech. It is only the beginning of a journey toward educational equity in Uganda. Here are a few additional steps that we can take to turn our words into meaningful actions. For example, advocate for policy changes. Let us engage with policymakers and advocate for educational reforms. We must push for policies that prioritize education funding, teacher training, and equitable access for all children in Uganda. Support local initiatives. Identify and support local organizations and initiatives that are working towards improving education in Uganda. These grassroots efforts often have a significant impact on their communities. Raise awareness. Spread awareness about the importance of education in Uganda. This can be through social media, community events, and discussions with our families and friends. Education is a shared responsibility, and the more people who understand its significance, ladies and gentlemen, the stronger our collective impact will be. Mentorship and volunteering. Consider volunteering your time and expertise to mentor students or support educational programs. Your guidance and support can make a world of difference in a young person's life. Donations and scholarships. If you have the means, consider contributing to scholarships or even educational resources for disadvantaged students. Your generosity can open doors to education for those who would have otherwise remained excluded. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, let us remember that Boona Bosome is not just a slogan. It is a call to action that demands our unwavering dedication. Together, we can make quality education a reality for every child in Uganda. And in doing so, we will contribute to the brighter future that we all aspire to see in our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, here is some empirical evidence that supports the transformative power of education. A UNESCO report stated, each additional educational year of schooling increases an individual's earnings by 10% on average. This demonstrates the direct link between education and economic prosperity. Empirical data reveals that investing in education has a profound impact on one's nation and the nation's development. According to the World Bank, an extra year of schooling for a country's population can result in an increase in GDP growth by 0.37% per year. Ladies and gentlemen, this demonstrates that improving education is not just a moral imperative, but an economic one as well. Education has indeed changed the world in profound ways, and Uganda can learn valuable lessons from specific examples of how education has transformed nations. Here are some examples, along with powerful quotes that support the idea. Number 1, South Korea's economic miracle. Here's an example. South Korea, once a war-torn nation, made substantial investments in education. It prioritized universal access to quality education and technical skills training. The quote, "Education is the foundation upon which we build our future," by Christine Gregory. Here's a lesson for Uganda. Uganda can achieve economic growth and development by investing in human capital through education. Skilled and educated workers are key drivers of economic progress. Example number 2, Finland's educational excellence. Here's an example. Finland's education system is renowned for its quality. It focuses on well-trained teachers, personalized learning, and minimal standardized testing. And the quote that supports this idea: "The best means of forming a manly, virtuous, and happy people will be found in the right education of youth," by Thomas Jefferson. A lesson for Uganda. Uganda can improve its education system by simply emphasizing teacher training, student-centered learning, and reducing reliance on exams. Another example, Malala Yousafzai's fight for girls' education. Here's an example. Malala's advocacy for girls' education in Pakistan and worldwide is a testament to the power of education to break down gender barriers. And the quote that supports this idea: "When the world is silent, even one voice becomes powerful," by Malala. A lesson for Uganda. Ensuring equal access to education for girls is not just a moral imperative, but also an investment in the nation's future. Singapore's education transformation. Here's an example. Singapore transformed from a developing nation into a global economic powerhouse through strategic education policies. And the quote that supports this idea: "Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today," by Malcolm X. A lesson for Uganda. Education can learn from Singapore's focus on innovation, adaptability, and strong work ethics in its education system. Nelson Mandela's embrace of education. The example: Nelson Mandela, after his release from prison, recognized the role of education in reconciliation and nation building in South Africa. And the quote that supports this idea: "Education is the great engine of personal development. It is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, that the son of a mine worker can become the head of the mine," by Nelson Mandela. Lesson for Uganda. Education can heal divisions and foster unity in a nation. As seen in post-apartheid South Africa, Uganda can draw inspiration from these examples to shape its educational policies and practices. By investing in education, focusing on quality, gender equality, and adaptability, Uganda can unlock the potential of its youth and pave way for a brighter future. As Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. It is now Uganda's turn to wield this weapon for positive change. Thank you for your attention, and let us embark on this journey toward educational equality hand in hand, knowing that the power of education can indeed change the world that we live in today. I remain Israel Y.K Lubogo. I shall take my leave.